Hi, everybody. I'm back. It's Coach Jessica. I've missed you, and I hope you're excited about today's show. Today, we are going to be talking about relationship do's and don'ts. Okay, so as all of you know, I am a therapist and I see couples, both married and looking to be married, all the time. But there are some universal ideas about what should and shouldn't happen in a loving relationship. So I just wanted to touch on those things and hopefully shed some light on some things that maybe you hadn't thought of and give you some ideas for your relationship. Okay, so let's get started. Manipulation and ultimatums. They never work. Okay? You will have yourself out there looking like Boo Boo the Fool if you put your partner in a position where they're backed into a corner and they don't have a choice but to react to something that you're telling them that they have to do. When you guys think about manipulation, you're probably thinking, underhanded ways of getting what you want. But manipulation and ultimatum threatening can be extremely subtle and something that you don't even realize is happening. If I pose this question or this request, what is the outcome that I'm seeking? If the person doesn't do what it is that I say that I want them to do, is the relationship over? I think if you ask these questions and you come out with an answer of yes, that's really a good way to determine that whether or not you're actually giving a subtle ultimatum or using manipulation as a form of getting what you want. Usually you will not be successful with this method. So you have to be extremely careful. If you have a partner that is one of those I can show you better than I can tell you type people, they're not going to go for that. So you are going to have to ultimately work within the parameters of your relationship using negotiation. That is the best way. So that's the do of this one. Use your skills, your communication skills to get across the message that you're trying to send. Negotiate with your partner, talk to them about your needs, hear their needs, go from there. Do not back the other person into a corner. Don't forget about the 80-20 rule. In a relationship, you are going to get about 80% of what you want out of a person. And then there's a 20% that you just could really leave behind. The part that pisses you off, the part that keeps you upset, the part that you keep saying, if they would just change this one thing, that's the 20%. But the thing about the 80-20 rule is that it applies to every single person you meet. And a lot of us fall into the trap of seeking the 100% when that doesn't really exist. So you end up getting the 20 from somebody else and losing the 80. So a lot of times it's more beneficial to you to stick with the person you've got and work things out. Unless it's an abusive situation or there's some kind of unhealthiness going on. So all I'm saying is you have to be very careful and choicey because there's not a whole lot out there. If you've got someone good, you need to appreciate that person and keep them. So don't think that you get ready to go out in the street and find something that is just exquisite and so much better than what you have at home, because the chances are it isn't. What you got is probably good enough for you. But you're going to have to be mature enough to, I guess, sort through that and figure out what the issues are, what belongs to you to fix, what belongs to him or her to fix, and go from there. Do seek counseling if necessary. So, of course, I'm going to, think that this is a good idea. But outside of that, I think everybody, myself included, therapists and psychologists alike, need to sit on somebody's couch because we all come with our own bag of crap. If we don't find a way to sort it out appropriately, we just bring that crap into our relationships, into every environment that we are engaged in. If counseling is something that you think may help your relationship for you guys to understand each other better or to move the relationship forward, please do it. Stop being so pressed to try to either handle things on your own or to ignore highly important issues that are clearly governing the decisions that you're making. Don't Facebook stalk. On this computer talking to somebody. Who is that? Who? Junior! Social networking has been a huge problem in relationships since, it's begun, really. Facebook and Twitter and texting and all of these other methods of communication that we have that are kind of infiltrating our homes are really taking over because they are, number one, keeping us from communicating face to face and building those skills. And number two, they are allowing individuals outside of our homes and our lives or our intimate lives to infuse themselves into what two people are trying to do, which is build something. If you are being Facebook stalked, they will find out, because those people that Facebook stalk and Twitter stalk and whatever are very crafty and skilled at cracking codes. So whatever's done in the dark will ultimately come to light. Be careful. Do have quarterly check-ins with your mate. Okay, so I know that really sounds crazy and you feel like you're probably back at work when I say quarterly, right? But it is work. Relationships are another job. And if you don't view it that way, you are bound to fail. You have to work at your relationship. It will not work itself. It's not a machine. Even machines don't go if you don't pour some oil in it every now and again. Recharge the battery, plug it up. There is going to be something that is required of you to make the car go. So having quarterly check-ins is going to be vital to making sure that you all are on the same page, you all are understanding each other, you all are talking about things that are of importance, because the day-to-day things that are happening at work or distractions that may or may not be occurring in your life can keep you from discussing what's most important. Okay, finally, don't assume that your partner's needs are being met just because yours are. Everybody needs different things because of the way we're brought up, our backgrounds, our environments, the parents that we had, if we had siblings, if we didn't, our birth order, all of these things matter. Just because you're good, you can't be like, yeah, I'm good, I'm straight, we happy. Often there's a lot of frustration in relationships because the one person feels like, I'm giving everything that I have because they're giving in a way that they want to receive. But the receiver needs something else to be given. There's a lot of frustration that tends to build. And then we start having miscommunication, and then we have no communication at all. So do not make the mistake of assuming that because you are happy and that your needs are met, that your partner feels the same way. Okay? That's it, guys. I wanted to come to you really quickly, give you some pointers, take them home, think about them, check in with your mate, talk to him or her, give them a hug and kiss, and just connect with each other, guys. We need to get off these phones. We need to get off this Facebook. And after y'all watch all the videos, you can get off of YouTube and go and talk to your significant other. Sit down and communicate with him or her, okay? I love you guys. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Advice Coach Jess. And I also have a Facebook fan page, Advice Coach Jessica. So make sure you go and like me there. Rate, comment, and subscribe to these videos. As always, I love you. Smooches. See you next time. Bye.